a 130mm travel front and rear plus bike. It's essentially the Trek Fuel EX. It carries on pretty much all the same technologies. You get knock block, you get the straight shot down tube. You also get the adjustable geometry with the minnow link, boost front and rear. So pretty much a purpose-built mountain bike, which means it handles like a real mountain bike as opposed to some of those electric bikes that you've ridden in the past.
Right, right. Notice they use plus wheels, probably for traction.
Definitely for traction. In most places it works really well. These tires in particular are what they come stock with, and they're not super grippy. So if you're barreling into corners, trying to brake real hard, the front end has a tendency to push, and it really just comes down to tires. If
you may
mounted up something like this.
Yep. High roller twos. This is Trek's only plus tire at the moment, and I'm sure they'll come up with the XR4 and SE5 soon. So we shall see this better matching soon. Because rolling resistance, not so much of an issue. Okay, the improvements that I really noticed was the head unit's a little smaller, not as bulky. It's still kind of big. The battery has been increased. This is now a 500 battery. It used to have a 400 battery, and that would last me about 3,500 feet, 2.5 hours full tilt. It'd be nice to have power that could go about 4,000 feet of climbing in 3 hours. And finally, the motor is the Performance Line CX, and essentially what it does is delivers torque to you at lower speeds, meaning you're trying to get started on a 30% hill at 2 miles an hour. This will give you pretty much all the torque that it has, which is quite a bit.
Yeah, and the other benefit to the system is that unlike the other the other Bosch motors, when you're in a track stand, you're trying to get around like a tight corner, you're looking, and your pedals are moving because you're trying to keep that bike going, this isn't going to jump on you. Right. This will actually hold, which is critical.
Right, right. You can do those little finesse maneuvers,
exactly,
so to speak. So let's talk about the brakes and maybe the drivetrain. Did you like them? Did you find they're a good fit for this bike?
It's funny. This bike weighs about 50 pounds.
50.5.
Yeah, which is a downhill bike 10 years ago. And so it's very noticeable that the brakes are not quad pistons. They use just tool piston Shimano, which is a great brake in almost any instance. But here I could use a little bit more power. I did like that they used the 203 rotor front and rear, so that did help.
It's huge.
But a little bit more braking power.
Right, and 25 pounds extra on the bike is a little bit worse than 25 pounds on your body because it's static weight, meaning you can't unload it and load it. So when you come into a corner, it's full loaded, pushing in.
Yeah. And that makes a big difference just in general riding. Like, you're gonna feel that the next morning.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel that trying to bunny hop it. Like, it's not a light bike.
Right. Yeah, you get a little stronger shoulders riding this bike after a month.
Yeah, and it's not like a dirt bike. With a dirt bike you have a throttle. So like you come up to like a little lip, you can bang into that and just pop. With this, you're like, we're gonna do it. All right. Yep. And then the other question you asked me was about the drivetrain. This uses, I believe, a 10-speed, might be an 11-speed Shimano XT drivetrain, which, again, normally I would be super stoked on. Here, I was really hoping that it would come with the SRAM EX1 drivetrain, which is the e-bike specific drivetrain, 8-speed, with bigger jumps. And that is available on the Powerfly model that is one up from this. But that bike is only available in Europe. In Europe, there's about 16 different Powerfly models available. In the United States, there's 4.
I see.
It's a much bigger market there. It accounts for a large percentage of their sales in Europe, whereas here in the United States, there's a lot of issues.
Right. We're in the infancy.
Yeah. And, there are some good concerns. You definitely want to make sure you're riding this bike on legal terrain.
So it is a tool, use it wisely.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said about what's happening, especially the effort that Trek's put together.
Yeah, definitely one of the better e-bike, e-mtb options on the market today.
Yeah. That's all we got. Thanks for tuning in.